Some people might assume that I have a bit of a problem with backpacks and bags and sling bags and pouches because I'd like to incorporate them into my everyday carry. There's some important reasons why I do what I do, and today I want to talk a little bit about what I look for in a quality and concealable everyday carry bag. Cool, so right off the top, let's talk about bags and what I look for. One of the things that I don't look for is a bag that looks super tactical. So one of the themes that you're gonna see as I continue through this video is I don't like using bags that have tons of moly on the outside, that they are tactical colors. I mean, honestly, the word tactical in the gun world is kind of cringy anyway. I just try to stay away from things that are going to scream, hey, look, that dude's got a backpack. I prefer to incorporate things into my everyday carry that are gonna blend in more, that have colors that I think would accent the clothing that I wear, that might make me not look like a gun guy. And I know I get a lot of flack in the comments from people that every time I say stuff like this, they're like, you've got a beard, you wear a ball cap, you definitely are a gun dude. And I hate to burst your bubble on that one because it's not just gun guys that wear those kinds of clothing, but I get it. There's a look in the gun industry that people sort of replicate over time. And if you are in the gun industry, you can usually tell based on the brand of bag that someone's carrying whether or not they are sort of in that space. So I'm not necessarily saying that the bags that I carry will never ever raise somebody's attention, but I'm trying my best to just blend in and look like a regular dude with a bag. I'm often walking around with my kids and stuff, so people see a backpack, they're just thinking, oh, diaper bag and things like that. So that's the objective. So we're staying away from those bags that scream tactical. And I want to give you two examples of what I'm talking about. So this particular bag here is the Vertx Navigator. And this bag I am specifically using for my night vision helmet setup. Now that means that this isn't a bag that I bring with me every single day to and from the shop or back and forth to my house, but it does get a ton of use because it carries my night vision. And what I love about this bag is the fact that it can discreetly carry essentially my helmet and my night vision that I'm about to drop right here, and my binos that are in my hand. So I can have a helmet set up ready to rip at any moment. So is a helmet the most important thing that I need to carry every day? No, it's not. But I don't want a bag that looks super tactical that someone might want to swipe off of my body because I've got $10,000 in night vision and a helmet and ear pro and all of that other stuff. So a bag like this is very discreet. It's something that I can carry and not raise any alarm. It just looks like a small iPad case or something like that. So I keep batteries and other goodies in the front of this. And that's just one example. You can see from the colors of this bag, it doesn't scream, hey, I'm trying to blend in a fighting environment. It just has some greens and blues and it looks nice. It accents regular people's clothing. And I think that that's important. One of my all-time favorite bags that I carry is the Transit Sling. And this is the one that if you've paid attention to my page for any amount of time, you've seen it. If you've watched TA Target's YouTube channel, you've seen it. This is a bag that I quite literally use every single day, and it fits a 5-inch 300 blackout in it. Now, I will admit that as of late, I haven't been carrying my SBR all that much. I've been using this bag for stuff going back and forth between the shop, like work, and we've been working with a new building that we're looking at purchasing, and I've got floor plans and notes and meeting notes and all kinds of other stuff. So I carry that in this little sling bag. But a bag like this, in the color scheme that I have, there's no way that that just screams, hey, this is a dude with a tactical bag. It just looks like a guy with a backpack. So with small loadouts, when I'm looking at ease of carrying and ease of use, some of those traits that I'm looking for in a bag is often a sling bag, just something very easy to sling over my shoulders. It's not bulky, has a nice grab handle, so if I don't want to put it on my body, I can just grab it and take it back and forth to my vehicle. But having a good layout, and we'll talk about this in depth, inside the pouch is important too. Having places to put things. I mean, just something as simple as the fact that I wear contact lenses, having some extra contact solution in this pouch means that if I get junk in my eye and I have to clean off my contact lens, I can do that. And that's what this bag is all about, having everything on tap. Another baseline important aspect of every single bag that I'll carry is I need to have a way to carry medical inside of that bag. And so what you'll see when I talk about a couple other variants is I always have a pouch on the front that is extremely accessible to carry medical gear with me. And to be honest, I'm okay not having my rifle with me, but I do want to always have my medical gear with me. And that's why having a discrete bag is so important. And I like having bags that can also be compatible with holsters as well, because there's times where I just don't want to necessarily be carrying appendix. Maybe it's a certain meeting or dinner, or I'm dressed a certain way. But being able to have an off-body holster inside of a backpack is also a piece of my puzzle. And I don't do that often, but there are times where, because of comfort, or maybe it's extremely hot outside and I have to dress up, I will use an off-body carry method, and I'll use a bag like this. So right away, those are two examples of bags that I use every single day. And spoiler alert for this video, I'm going to be talking specifically about Vertx bags, because that's what we carry over at Arcane. So if you're interested in any bags that I'm talking about today, you should check out our website over at arcane.com. I'm going to put links down in the description. We do carry these bags. We carry armor inserts for the bags, and we carry sewn goods for the backpacks as well, like mag carriers and a lot of other things that are going to help you integrate your EDC in a more organized fashion. So let's talk about that a little bit, the organizational aspect. So a backpack is there to hold things to your body in an organized way. So when we're looking at a quality backpack for everyday carry, it has to have the right amount of pockets. And Brenton and I were just talking yesterday about backpacks and some of the beef that I have with different companies. There's often this like JanSport style mentality with a lot of different bag companies where they just give you one main compartment and they don't really give you a whole lot of flexibility within that main compartment. They just kind of expect that you're going to throw stuff in that bag. And just think of like the Cabela's style backpack that you could get as a promo. They'll have them on sale right at the front of the door where it's like 20 bucks for backpack. It has one big pouch in the front, and then the inside is just wide open. No other pockets, no molly, nothing to attach to. And I think for some people, maybe that's the perfect bag. But for me, because I've got a lot of small stuff that I want to keep organized, I need to have good organization. And that's one of the reasons why I picked Vertx for all of our bags on our website at this time, because I've used them since around 2015, 2016, and they have some of the best organization and build quality in my opinion. So we're going to look at some of the examples of organization that I'm going to look for, but real quick, I want to talk about build quality. So a backpack that is going to be carried daily, that is going to be worn on your body, needs to have extremely robust straps. And that is essentially what I view as the foundation of the backpack. One of the things that I like about the Vertx bags is they often have the straps essentially sewn into the body of the bag. And it's done in a way that I can confidently say this, and this is the honest truth. I have never had a strap fail on a Vertx bag in the, 24 bags that I own. And many of those I purchased myself prior to even carrying them as a dealer. But their strap, the methodology of attachment to the bag is second to none. So the robustness, the simple attachment, the fact that they are extremely padded, but they're vented so you don't sweat as much. It's very important stuff. If your straps are weak or super thin, they're going to be uncomfortable. If they're shaped poorly, they're going to be uncomfortable. And if they're thin materials and they're not really tied into the foundation of the bag, you're going to have failures. And you can't have failures when you're carrying critical gear like an SBR with you. You just simply cannot afford to have a failure like that. So the straps to me are extremely important. The comfort aspect, the ability to run hydration down through the strap, up through the body of the bag. Almost every Vertx bag allows you to run some sort of hydration pack. And I think that's important. Having the chest straps and also the waist straps. Now, I don't use waist straps all that often. And if you look down here at the bottom of the bag, you can see that right here, what I'm talking about. I don't often use them. I keep them tucked in the back, just like you see with this bag. But there's a time and a place when you're carrying a heavy load that spreading that load out across your chest and your center section of your torso is going to help you out a lot. One of the other aspects with the build quality I look at is the zippers, because there's nothing worse on a bag than having a zipper that is super low quality and it's constantly binding up on the material inside the bag. So a high quality bag, as you can hopefully see right here, is going to have the material sewn back and sort of hemmed in a way, if that's even the right term, that it cannot get intersected into the zipper. Vertx bags are done in that way, and they use the high quality zippers that are going to work every single time. And I've never had a zipper failure with a Vertx bag either. So the grab handles are important to me. As I stated, any bag that I carry, I like to have a top grab handle or even a front grab handle, just something to quickly take the bag, grab it with me, throw it in my vehicle. Being able to take a hydration pack or water bottles of some sort, critically important. The build quality on the fabric itself, it should be able to resist dragging it across the ground, throwing it into a wooded environment in my vehicle, bouncing around in the back of my vehicle. It's very important. If you pick up a bag and it feels super lightweight, you're gonna know that it's a low quality build. There should be some heft to it. It's not saying that every lightweight bag is low quality, but I can tell you in my experience that the bags that are high quality have a little bit of weight to them. The Vertx bags often also feature nice padding on the back, and Vertx claims that that's for ventilation and keeping the contact on your back to a minimum to reduce sweating. And there's also some comfort in those pads. I don't know if it helps with sweating or not, but I've never had a Vertx bag that felt uncomfortable on my back. So that's a bonus. There's also often secret components or compartments, I should say, inside of the Vertx bags. And some of those are hidden up against your body, like this backmost section of the bag where you could put a concealed pistol or armor or things like that. I like having a bag when we're talking about the organization that has pockets in a way that it would be very difficult when I have it strapped on my body for anybody to access. I mean, we know that when we're walking down the road, a bag on you can be accessed quietly and discreetly by somebody if they're very careful. So I try to not put the most important things in the outermost part of the bag, like a gun, but I keep the more sensitive items either inside of those secret compartments or inside of the sections that you can only access by the part of the bag against my body. It's not a foolproof plan. I mean, you have to pay attention to your surroundings, but it is something that I'm looking for. Okay, so when we're looking at everyday carry, simple stuff, something like this EDC Ready Pack is perfect for me because we've got the water bottle carrying capabilities on both sides. We start out the bag with a front pouch right here. And the front pouch is nice, has some loop on it. This is the newest version of the EDC Ready Pack, but it has some loop in here. So you'd be able to put some Velcro accessories. Maybe that's some mag carriers or medical or things like that. But with the Ready Packs, where I typically put the medical is actually in the second section right here. And that's because there is hidden MOLLE. And what I love about Vertx bags is the fact that there's usually MOLLE under that first compartment, and it's not on the outside of the bag. I don't want this on the outside of my bag because really the only people that really know much about MOLLE are the people that are in the gun industry or in the gun world. Now, you could make the argument that because that's true, maybe the only people that would notice that, hey, that guy might have a gun bag might be people in the same industry, in which case maybe that negates the risk, but I don't know. I'm just trying to be discreet here. So there's ample space in this pocket. We've got a general purpose pocket in the front, and then we also have a large center compartment. So I'm okay with large center compartments if there is ample organization in the other spots of the bag. And I mean, I could put a laptop in here. There are some sections up here with pouches where I could put some miscellaneous gear. Vertx has been sending their bags with this sort of accessory on the inside that you could use to retain different items depending on what you're carrying with you. So there's a lot of space inside of this bag, but it's organized in a way that makes a lot of sense. Again, we're moving away from the tactical bags. We are staying away from bags that just have a main center compartment that realistically the only thing you could do is throw loose stuff into. Let me show you one other example here. This is the Gamut. This is Vertx's newest Gamut bag. I carry the Gamut 2.0, so mine's a little bit different than this one, but it carries the similar traits that I was talking about with the EDC Ready Pack. And because of that, this is a great bag to incorporate into your everyday carry. Now, one thing I didn't talk about when I'm looking at a quality bag is the size as well. I mean, I mentioned it a little bit with the Transit Sling, but when we get into the Gamut size bags, this is sort of my maximum. So this is where I'm saying, okay, I like the bag, but I'm not necessarily going to be seen walking around a lot with this bag. The EDC Ready Pack itself is even almost a little big for certain situations. So it's just something to keep in mind dependent on where you're at. Now, if you're with your buddies and you're mountain climbing or hiking or doing something like that, backpacking, having a bigger backpack is going to be expected. So it all depends on where you're at. If you're walking into a movie theater with a backpack like this, I don't really care what color it is. people are going to be like, hey, why has that guy got a bag? And the movie theater folks might even check your bag depending on what you look like, how your mannerisms are, what you're acting like. So we got to be careful about that as well. But the Gamut is like the bigger version of the EDC Ready Pack, as you can hopefully see right there. It's much larger. It's a 2-strap bag. It still has an amazing strap attachment to the top of the bag, one that I just don't think you'll ever find a way to break. Solid, amazing padded straps. And by solid, I don't mean that they're solid. They're very flexible. I mean solid as in they're extremely high quality. Still has a comfortable backing plate on the bag itself that, again, is supposed to aid in comfort and reduce sweat. It's got a chest strap, waist strap, has this backmost compartment just like the EDC Ready Pack, has side compartments that could be used for a water bottle, which is nice if you're out hiking or you need some extra water, but you don't want a hydration bladder with you. And then on the other side, when we get into these bigger bags, we start to see that there's just that much more space to store stuff in these side pockets. So if you're carrying office equipment or stuff for work, or maybe you're out field measuring for a construction crew or something like that, having all of your tools in one bag is extremely nice. And it does have the pathways for hydration, drinking lines to be able to go up through the inside to the outside of the bag and ultimately up the straps to your mouth. One of my favorite features with the Gamut has always been the large flap on the front, and with the new version of the Gamut, they did make some changes. And what I'm noticing on this bag already is the fact that there's just a ton of MOLLE webbing in here and a ton of loop that you could hook into. So this just gives you a whole lot of space to put medical equipment. And these are the traits that I'm talking about. I like to use this pouch for my medical because people around me who know I have medical can access it, and I can quickly access it as well. This is an amazing setup, and they do have these expandable straps that could be used if you had like a motorcycle helmet or something. You could put something large in here, and rather than zipping it up, you could just hook those different straps to the side of the bag. And it's a feature that I don't personally use, but I know of it, and I know of people that do use it. So it would be a good motorcycle or supermoto or something like that kind of bag. On the Gamut, this new one, it does also have a fairly large pocket at the top. Again, there's no other organization here, but this could be used for your cell phone, wallet, other things like that, dependent on the location that you are at. And the Gamut bag has always been sort of a mid-range bag where it's not the biggest bag in their lineup, but it does have a massive amount of space inside. And it usually opens up, every model that I've owned of the Gamut has opened up just like this at a 180-degree angle. So you could put a massive amount of gear inside of this bag, be able to close it up and store it securely. We've also got a laptop container in here. It's gonna be great for a host of different laptops, your iPad, or anything else that you wanna protect in some extra padding. And the Gamut does also feature a ton of loop on the inside on all of these surfaces, as well as this accessory again, where you can kind of cinch down on flashlights or other gear, whatever you want to mount up here, pouches, and all of that different stuff. So just kind of summarizing this video, when I'm looking at backpacks, those are some of the traits that I'm looking for. And I start asking myself a couple of different questions. Is it going to be durable? Can it be concealed very well? Is it the right size to carry with me everywhere that I go? And this is why I own so many different bags, because the answers to a lot of those different questions are going to be, it depends. What am I doing? Who am I with? What am I dressed like? What is the situation like where I'm at? What do people around me look like? Are there a million people with backpacks? Because if there are, maybe I could carry a larger backpack. All of those different considerations should be taken as you are figuring out which bag is right for you. And really, the only thing that really makes me stop when I'm considering a bag would be something that's totally black, covered in MOLLE, has like a Punisher skull on it or something like that. Like, I'm just not into that kind of a thing. I'm not bashing anybody that runs around in those sort of desert tan, tactical looking bags. But the reality is you're not really blending in all that well. So those are just a couple different considerations that hopefully you guys find helpful. Love the Vertx bags, not just because we sell them on our website, but because I've used them for years and years and years on my own. There's other good bags out there as well. I'm not saying that Vertx is the only good bag on the market. There are plenty of other bag companies out there that are making high quality bags, and I do actually plan to carry some of them on our website as well. So if you guys have a bag that you prefer, something you love to use in your everyday carry, leave it down in the comment section. Let people know what you think about it, because it's going to help other people when they're deciding what bag is right for them. And if you have any specific questions for me about bags, or you want me to dive into any of these bags that I showed you in depth, and kind of run down more of a micro level of the EDC that I carry with me, I'd be happy to do it. I know it's been a couple years since I've done that on this channel. And just a reminder, check out Arcane. We have a whole line of these different bags and sewn goods and accessories. And also the night vision that I showed you guys here. These are my Vertx PD Pros. You can buy these on our website. If these are out of your budget, we have PVS 14s. We have thermal monoculars that are helmet mounted. We have a host of different units, dozens of different units. We can build up custom units for you as well. So if you're in the market for night vision, I would highly recommend you check out Arcane. Again, all those links are going to be down in the description. We'll get you set up with all that information. And I'm not going to go any deeper into that today because that's future videos that we can talk about my night vision loadout. So guys, I appreciate you for watching this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment down there. Helps the algorithm out, and it also helps other people out, which is the entire mission of this video. So stay well, stay safe. I will see you guys in the next video.